Hello, I wanted to make a quick video about when I was younger. I remember going. I used to go down to the river a lot. I used to spend a lot of time in nature. Down here in the river in Kansas, there is no water, so I would go down there and I would hunt for arrowheads. And I remember this one time. I remember going down there and I remember going and hunting for. I remember going down to the river. I remember hunting for arrowheads, and I remember walking down this path. I created this path. We just got sand, lots and lots of sand down here. Uh, I remember walking, and I remember going so far down the river. Then I looked to my right, and there was this hawk just sitting there on this tree, big hawk, and he sat there and he looked at me, and we crossed eyes for about 5 minutes, and I'm like, I wonder what he's doing. I wonder what he's doing. And then I continue after a while, after we just sat there and just kind of locked eyes and just watched each other. We I kept walking down this path, and I pull up to this riverbank, and I found this right here. I actually posted some pictures of. I posted some pictures on Facebook, but if you look close, there on this arrowhead, it's an arrowhead that I actually did find, but there. What really blew my mind, and what really allowed me to basically see this path that we're meant to walk many paths, is if you look close on that arrowhead, there's a picture of the Virgin Mary. And if you look in her hand, she's actually holding a cross that's sideways. And, I was standing there and I was walking the banks and I looked and I seen it and it was in the shadow. So, it just kind of like, it hit me as like, what does that remind me of? What does that remind me of? And I stood there for about 5 minutes trying to figure out what it meant or what it was. And then I remember just like it just hit me like boom, like that's the Virgin Mary. So I picked it up, super excited. I went and I picked it up and I walked back. I was like, no, I'm done. This is the best prize that I'm gonna find today, anyways. So I ended up walking back. When I walked back in a hurry, I was like, I can't wait to show people this. I can't wait to show my family what I found at the river here. And on the way back, I didn't walk the same path that I did. I walked next to it, and then I noticed where I had stopped on the way back, where I had stopped, and I looked at that hawk. I had found this sticking out of the sand, and this is chrysocolla heart, and I found this sticking on the sand, so I picked it up, and by then I was literally running home, but I remember getting home and I remember meditating with these two crystals, these two, this arrowhead with the Virgin Mary, and I remember meditating with the heart, the chrysocolla heart, and I remember meditating on this, and I remember going to the spirit world and asking what this meant, I know they were gifts for me, but, I got a lot of knowledge and wisdom on this little journey right here, I was told, that as we walk the paths that we have chosen, we leave behind an imprint of who we are and what we had done. And this is why every day is different and will never be the same, and why we must not follow the paths of others, but instead create our own. And I was also told that, we're not meant to follow one path throughout our lives. We're meant to look through an entire field for the knowledge and wisdom that we truly seek. So, you know, I'm not really into a lot of the blogs and articles because I would rather go out in nature and learn from nature than have to, read something that you don't even, nowadays you don't even know that the person that wrote the article has anything to do with it or anything. Because, what I get from like a bunch of these articles is like someone came in there and then they had one experience with it and they wrote a blog on it. But a lot of the stuff that I talk about is the path that I've walked my entire life. You know, the wisdom that I'm meant to share, this was something that was given to me by spirit, something that was meant for me to share with the world. So, I do a lot with the crystals, I do a lot of meditations with the crystals, and and they teach me and they show me, and they're my teachers, they're my mentors, even Mother Nature, I tell a lot of people about the trees and the wind. They're all there to teach us. One of the things that I really really talk about is trees. You got these trees, you got these huge trees, and these roots are like really really deep in the ground. And then we have the wind. Here in Kansas we have a lot of wind. We got a lot of wind over here. Yeah, one of the things that I learned, a long time ago is that we have to learn to be fluent. We have to be flexible with the wind. We have to be that tree, because if we allow that big gust of wind to blow us over because our roots are not down deep enough, we get to the point where, we just feel helpless and we feel lost and we feel confused because we're not grounded. And, I was really disappointed when I seen the post about, not grounding, because being a healer, if we're not grounded, then we're sending all our junk, all our stuff to that person, which I don't want that for anybody. So before I do any healing, I ground. I use smoky quartz. I use a lot of different crystals to ground with, or and then once a week, I do a healing on myself, just to make sure that everything is good. So that way, you know, what I'm sending out is pure love energy, source energy. So, um, I just wanted to share that little knowledge with you because, you know, this was something that was given to me when I was about maybe 20, 19, somewhere around there. When I was younger, I was really, really connected with Mother Earth, As the time's gone by, when jobs kind of mess with things, and I don't get out in nature as much, which I've been told that I need to. So now that the snow's melting and it's getting warmer, I might actually go for, a little get lost a little bit, and have a little bit of fun with it because it's it's due, it's time. But I just wanted to share that, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. I hope everyone subscribes. Like I said, share. I don't care if you share. Thank you.